Random pig.
You don't see that every day.
No, you won't. No.
Definitely nothing like that here in the valley. In fact, it's unseasonably cool, Brian.
Right. And as you know, our weather's important to us. So, I mean, it may be different than other parts of the nation, but, you know, it can be a nuisance, and no one likes that, I'll tell you. These are the peak gusts today, stronger than the gusts yesterday. And as Steve said, the temperatures are cooler. You feel it out there. As warm as it is, it's not as warm as yesterday, and that's true, by about 5 degrees or so. So those are your peak gusts at this point. We haven't seen any 40-mile-an-hour gusts, nor should we for the most part. We should see winds coming down a little bit in the overnight hours through tomorrow and the next few days. They do come down quite a bit, but interesting changes on the way. Just as quickly as things change and turn down, we're going to turn things back up again. It'll be very interesting. I'll show you that in a moment. 76 degrees Henderson, so in the 70s area-wide right now, and that's 6 degrees cooler in Henderson than this time yesterday, but a sustained wind about 17, so that's a pretty good wind right there. I want to show you satellite radar composite. Does this mean any rainfall across the valley for tonight? Not necessarily. Upper elevation stuff, most of it or some of it is hitting the ground, and some of it could be a little heavy at the highest peaks. But for tomorrow, it changes. Let me show you what Futurecast is showing. At least we'll get it even closer to the valley. You don't see much through the morning hours overnight, so we're not expecting that. But look what develops by about noontime. And even some of the peaks might get that transition almost to snow. The pink color is a transition to snow. Not necessarily saying it'll be snow at the highest peaks, but could easily be that way. Either way, you can see it close by about 5 p.m. Most of it, once again, in the spring range, probably sheep range, and then that's about it. But you know how that works. Some of that can get into the valley a little bit, so we could see a little spritzer around, but it's not a big rain event. We're not talking about major rain, but we're talking about it lingering a little bit. So a little energy coming through, going to make a difference, but temperatures stay on the mild side still. So what could change that? Well, the weekend is looking a little warmer, maybe a little warmer yet. We're talking about 90s, upper 80s to right around 90s. If you're starting your 4-day weekend, we'll be near 90 on Friday. Thereafter, you can see the temperatures come up a little bit more. Still very nice. And in the next half hour, I'm going to compare the past 4 years or so of Memorial Day weekends, and this is a pretty good number. These are pretty nice numbers considering some of the days we have had, and we've been cooler too, believe it or not. But we're leading into really some nicer weather coming up, just a little bit warmer for the coming weekend. Back to you, Steve.
Thanks, Brian.